I probably will get canceled for this. I have a beef with Above and Beyond.
Above and Beyond group therapy.
I just don't get it. And I also understand that it's not for me, but also, why are they so bad? Like, why do they stop every song after 16 counts and then write text on the screen like a movie computer hacker took over the visuals? And it's like, you're loved. I'm like, what about the music? And I don't get why Gaysians love them so much. And they're like, trans fam. I'm like, oh my God. And I know that saying this will cut off like 75% of my potentially already small dating pool just by being a hater.
You're going to send the haters to make our
We're going to get a 1 star on our fucking rating.
The Anjuna Deep family's gonna show you, bitch. I don't hate Above and Beyond as much as you do, but I think a funny thing I can do is they always do these shout outs on their like weekly podcast. They're like, oh, this goes out to Vijay in Mumbai who's training for a marathon. I think I'm gonna submit one for you.
Oh God.
This is from Doncha in San Francisco.
She hates you. Probably gonna get even more canceled if I start talking about Fred again. Cause what the fuck?
Literally Gaysian.
Literally Gaysian.
Welcome to Literally Gaysians.
Gaysians.
We get real about our feelings and literally Gaysian stuff. I'm Bao, your host, and here's my co-host and outer saboteur, Chris. How are you feeling, girl? Especially after this weekend.
Well, as you know, I'm currently hiding from the rain in beautiful Vancouver, visiting friends. And before everyone comes for me, I got it on points. Yes, I know I'm unemployed, but I got bored at home. And I also have not slept all night. So if I start slurring during this recording, I commend you for all the editing that you're going to have to do.
I did realize when you hopped on, I was like, that voice sounds different. How was last night? What was going on? Why are you in Vancouver?
We have some friends here that we met at Kimchi's birthday, actually. And so we're pestering them. They're gracious hosts. And it's so cute and quaint here. So I thought San Francisco was really small, but everything's like even smaller here. Like I went to a concert last night and it was these internationally renowned DJs playing at a bar that can maybe hold 200 people. I was like, oh, okay. I got all dressed up thinking that was going to be like a concert hall. But I really appreciate it because it was very intimate at these smaller venues. And so everyone was just so happy to be there. But when our crowd left, like it cleared out the dance floor.
Did you guys leave early?
No, we stayed till nearly the end. And then I was invited to a home pa, hence why I'm very underslept. The guys here are super hot. Like, I thought, Vancouver boys. I kept thinking, I'm going to go there and meet these hot boys, and they're everywhere. And they're nice. It's like so rare.
It's Canadian
to meet
nice.
these. Yeah. They're like hot and nice people. I feel like that doesn't usually happen. But then what's funny is that I asked this one guy about dating up here. And unprovoked, he brought up Gaysian hierarchies here.
Hierarchies.
Which, like, you know, we keep talking about, and it was unprovoked, and how it really affects his ability to date. So we're probably going to have to talk more about this in the future.
Damn, I think it's so out of our realm of reality, but it's just like such a huge system for a lot of Gaysians out there. I mean, when we did that last episode and Lee brought up the question of hierarchies and we did that reel, like it was really interesting to see everyone kind of share it and how like their take on it. And I just think like for elder millennials like ourselves, that seems like something that has come up like recently. It is so pervasive, and for me, because it's not in my reality, I'm like, does this really exist? But it seems like to be a very real thing for people.
I'm seeing so many TikToks pop up about it lately, and people stitching it. So I guess it's a problem that I'm very oblivious to. What have you been doing with yourself since I last saw you?
So I am in a new era of a lot of things. I've said in the last episode I started dating somebody, but I mean, I started a new job, and I've been kind of slow rolling that. Yay! I know, but I don't want to talk about it so much because let's get the first paycheck first, and also who knows? It's capitalism. I think that now we could just kind of just like they could just lay me off next week or another month. And also, I know a lot of people who went through my similar experience, and you're in it right now of just like trying to find a job, and how hard it is, and some days are harder when you find out someone else got a job. And so that is very new to me right now. I have to be in the office 5 days a week. And so I'm trying this like weekend in Anaheim, weekdays here. And so I am in my friend's like guest house. I'm so mad at myself because I didn't bring my microphone. And so I sound really echoey. The audio is going to be bad, and I'm a perfectionist. And so I'm going to hate the way it sounds. And I'm sorry to everyone who has to listen to this. Well, today we're going back for seconds at the Korean all-you-can-eat barbecue for another installment of beef. So it's when we're going to word vomit all the petty beefs that we have with the most random things in our lives, and maybe some deeper beefs that we have, like, you know, with ourselves, our communities, with each other.
Oh my God, when you told me we were doing this again, I was like, I got a lot to say. I've been taking notes about everything I hate, which I guess I'm very well known for, to be complaining. And we actually did our first one just a year ago, inspired by Beef from Netflix, the miniseries, which won hella awards recently.
I still think that show holds up. I watched the finale again because the finale of that show is that first season is so good. I think it's getting a second season. That's kind of controversial right now. But what I did love about the show is that normalizes like millennial but also Asian rage. And that's exactly what we're going to get into today. Rage, grudges, spirals.
Which we do so well at.
Yes.
But before we do that, we got all these new Patreon folks subscribing. So we got so many since our last shout outs. We got to breeze through them really quickly.
So again, if you want to support our quest to be better D-list amateur podcasters, please subscribe to our Patreon with a paid subscription. It helps us fund the production of this podcast, helps fund this mic that I can't use because I didn't bring the right equipment, but every little cent helps. This is a thank you to the people who have subscribed.
Help us become C-listers.
So these are the people who have subscribed to our Patreon with a paying membership. So if we know you, we're going to guess what you're wearing. And if we're not sure we know you, because some of the names came out kind of weird, we're just going to guess what kind of Gaysian you are. And Chris, you're going to get the first person, Eric.
Eric, we know you. I think I've known you since you were like a baby at 21, and all I remember you is a backwards baseball cap. You probably have been wearing it for the past 20 years, and I think it's so cute that you think you're still so young.
Okay, my next one is Ed Center. So Ed was a guest on our podcast for the Fatherhood episode last year. We know you, and you're wearing a fitted graphic tee that says like decolonize something, like decolonize parenthood, decolonize random system on it, because you are just our favorite social justice warrior.
Someone came off as Gree. Kind of rings a bell, but my age-addled brain can't seem to remember. My guess is that you're one of those people who walks down the street and kicks dogs. That's all.
You gotta change that. This person just paid for like the full year, I think. Do something nicer.
Pet dogs. Pet dogs.
Oh, yes.
Without asking.
Okay, I'm really sorry. Gree. Dag Flyer. DAG Flyer. Don't know first name or last name. That sounds more like a Twitch alias. So you're probably a Twitch streamer who plays Valorant, and you probably have like anime spiky hair that you wear a cap on most of the time. And then you have those Huey lights all around you.
Ryan, you're probably the problematic queen bee that creates the Gaysian social hierarchies.
Okay, these are shout outs and not reads, but I think I like where you're going anyway. It's a episode. Bitch, you're tired. So
I'm trying to stay in theme.
That read was out of love, Ryan. So thank you, Ryan. Mark.
I'm also drunk. I'm still drinking White Claws.
Oh, I thought that was a Celsius. You should be drinking a Celsius, girl.
No, it's actually a vodka soda. I guess they have these in Canada.
Oh, I wish I had a drink in here. Anyway, okay, Mark. Might know you, but just for fun, we're gonna pretend you don't. You're like the Instagram thirst trap that gets into HomePods without trying. So some of the hot guys that were at the HomePod Doncha was at yesterday, you're probably like 3 compliments away from launching an OnlyFans. Just 3 compliments.
Jermaine is definitely wearing a flannel shirt to that sweaty ass club that we went to, and you don't take it off. I commend you for that.
Okay, next is Stern or Stern, and it says Simon, and I'm gonna say the last name that was like not an Asian last name. So you're either a super hot mixed race Asian or a rice queen. Moving on.
Clark is another subscriber that we know and love, and he's wearing a t-shirt that says, "Please leave my house by 9 o'clock."
Okay, we're almost done. Eric, and Eric has been referenced on this podcast a million times, but we know you. You're wearing black joggers with a black fitted t-shirt from Uniqlo, because that's what Techno House DJ uniforms are made of.
And you have been wearing it for 2 days in a row.
Yes, because you didn't sleep.
Tim also hasn't slept and is holding his electric fan to cool himself off at this very moment as he listens to this podcast.
Yes, right next to the CPAP machine. And last, it's Adam. Hey, CPAP representation. Adam, and it's Adam Baker who made the music for this podcast. So we're just gonna say your name. We know you. You're wearing the hiking pants and hiking shoes, but like out to the club.
And they have cargo pockets on it because
Yes, definitely.
utility. Don't forget to subscribe to our Patreon, and we can throw some more shade at you.
Thank you for everyone that we just mentioned who subscribed to our Patreon. Chris, are you ready to get beefy with it?
Yes, let's start complaining.
All right, let's get into some beef. This is how it's gonna work. We're just going to bring up random beefs. We're just going to be haters. We're just going to be shady and then talk about it. And I think, Chris, you're going to go first because you're really good at this. What, who, where do you have beef?
Okay, my first beef is a dance floor sex. Okay, everyone knows I'm not a prude, or maybe I am. But as prep has become more popular and mainstream, there's so much middle of the dance floor sex going on. Now, I want to be clear, middle of the dance floor sex. Like, I can't walk 10 feet at a party in San Francisco without tripping over someone getting railed on the dance floor. Like, just stay to the walls or go to the dark room. Like, every party has these dark rooms here. Like, why do you have to do it? And I think I actually kicked the dick out of someone's mouth once because I didn't see them. And then just like last week, someone was telling me about how he was having sex on the dance floor at the Deborah Cox concert. Like, who does that? Like, when did he come? During nobody's supposed to be here? Or it's over now? Maybe during the crescendo of same script, different cast. I just go somewhere else. You have Grindr, go to their house. I don't get it.
I love how you're like, why are you fucking here? Nobody's supposed to fuck here. That should be your drag version of it.
Real bad last year, I was watching the DJ over the rail. Someone pushed me aside so he could hold the rail to get fucked. I'm like, anywhere else? He literally pushed me over. I'm like, come on.
I mean, there was a time when I was young, but now they're gone. No, sorry. Mostly because I did enjoy dance floor sex in my 30s. I mean, I guess I'm still 30. I mean, I haven't done that in a long time, but there's something just wrong about it that is like liberating. But
yeah, I get.
Yes, if I can if I'm rolling, I'm just in my body, not in my mind, and like being self-conscious and everything, I can just let go, and it's sort of like a fuck you to that part of me. But then sometimes your mind comes back. It's like, oh, is Arthur watching? Are my friends watching me right now? Like, are they judging me because of that? So then it just comes back. I also think it's because, like, if you have your porn Twitter or, like, porn people on Twitter, they're always doing that. They're always like, here, we're at a circuit party, sucking dick. Here, me be getting railed on the cruise on the dance floor. And it's like, when you see an image and, like, an idea has been planted in your head and you just go and do it. And I think that's why you're just seeing a lot more of it recently, too. In addition to, like, prep.
Yeah, it's hot. Just stay near the wall. Or I'm going to kick the dick out of your fucking mouth again.
Also, if you're bottoming, it's sort of hard to be in a position where you're not going to get your hole wrecked. If that makes any sense.
Well, especially if they have height.
Or maybe I'm not doing well. Sorry. Yes, the height.
The height differences.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You gotta audition your dance floor sex partners to be like almost like similar height, I guess.
Yeah. What even better? Find the sofa. That's where you can do it.
Yeah.
Much more comfortable.
Better for your knees. And at this age, that's all I care about.
This is what we think about now.
Yeah. Okay, my beef turn. I have beef with the fucking Joy Luck Club.
Oh my God. The most beloved Asian American movie.
Hear me out. Because believe it or not, so I watched the Joy Luck Club for the first time last year. Because like people were like, what? 2 years ago, 2022. They're like, you've never watched Joy Luck Club. We had just finished Folsom weekend, so I was coming down and we're like, perfect movie to get a good cry out, right? And so I really enjoyed it when I watched it that time. And last night I decided to watch it with, let's just say, someone. In preparation for your show this week, because we're going to go to your show. So the Rice Rockets have a show this week. I would promote it, a show in LA this week, but I'm going to see Doncha with Jenny Yang. I would promote it more, but by the time you listen to this episode, it'll be far gone. But we were watching it in preparation for your show. So I don't think I really need to explain what Joy Luck Club is, but just to set up like why I have beef with Joy Luck Club. It's basically a movie or a book about like 4 pairs of mother-daughter Chinese people in America, 4 elder Chinese immigrant women, so they're immigrants, so they like had lived in China, went through all this trauma in China, and then their conflicts and tensions with their like 30-year-old Chinese American daughters who were born in America, and so they deal with like different types of issues as like young Asian American women. And my beef is with this storyline between this mother-daughter pair of Ying Ying and Lena. So Ying Ying is the mom in China who like married a really hot guy, Russell Wong, played by Russell Wong.
The watermelon moment.
Yeah, the watermelon moment. He still is like classically gorgeous in that role. And he's like cheating on her left and right. They have a child together, and she gets so worked up and crazy about him cheating that she fucking decides to drown her own son, like her own like toddler son. And how they connect it to her daughter in the present day of the movie, 1993, and what her daughter's going through. She married a guy who was too cheap, and so he wants to split the ice cream, but she doesn't eat ice cream. And Ying Ying is just trying to pass along all the trauma and healing she's done to help her daughter. And I just, because I watched it again with someone who was watching it for the first time, I just realized how fucking stupid is that storyline.
It's
like,
unhinged.
It's unhinged. Like, are we supposed to just forget? Like, as
that
if like
she murdered a child.
I'm like, why isn't she in jail? Did they ever just explain why is she not in jail? How did she get to America? And why, out of all things, I don't even remember the lesson she taught Lena, which is basically like, hey, stand up for yourself. Because
leave this crooked house.
The house was so ugly. Anyway, the daughter just never asked about the baby who died. I don't know. There's just so much.
Wait, did she not tell her? It doesn't make sense. It's kind of like a really disastrous moment in her life that she hides.
I realized this because I was watching that with that someone, and he just couldn't get over it after. Like, wait, she killed her son, and it just makes no goddamn sense. And the movie's ruined for me now. But
like, I think it's a lot of people's like the first watch you cry, and the second watch, I watch it with friends all the time, and we just laugh the entire way through. And one time we went to a screening, and Tamlin Tamita was there to talk about it, and we're in the back row laughing our asses off. And like the white people that were in the row in front of us kept glancing back at us with dirty looks. I'm like, she killed her baby. Why aren't you laughing?
Next beef. What's your next beef?
Husbands who have boyfriends who have husbands who's I gotta start that over. I'm so clogged up.
I'm going to leave that in there.
Okay, let me do that over. Because I am still drunk. Husbands who have boyfriends who have husbands whose husband also has a boyfriend that go on vacations together with other husbands and their boyfriends. And I'm
Okay,
not.
that's you found it. That sounds too much. You're embellishing the hell out of that.
I'm embellishing, but not really. The reason I'm saying this is because I was going on Instagram and someone's like, he's married. I was like, but he's on vacation with this guy for the past 2 months. And you click on the little they got the wedding ring with the two guys emoji and then who they're married to. And then I clicked on that. And he is on vacation with this other guy I know. And I clicked through there and he is married to somebody else. I was like, you last year were swearing off of, not dating, wanting to date single guys, right?
Yes.
It's even worse now. It's they're not even single. They're just all the couples are together, and it's the polyamory thing is just blowing up. I'm so over it. Am I jealous? Maybe. So I have no one to swear off of because there's just nobody left to date. There's nobody left to date.
I know. I mean, you do have to swear off the guys with boyfriends because very easily you end up in a situationship. And as a very wise person on TikTok once said, a situationship is a situation for one person and nothing to the other person.
Mm-hmm. You're probably not the main one at this point.
And you're going to wish you were. And you can continue to take any sign of love bombing they're doing as signs that maybe he will leave his husband and you will get to be promoted. It's Joy Luck Club. Be promoted to the first wife. But no, it is modern day men feeling like they can just do whatever their impulses want. And so and I know that's just a fun, shady read at it. I'm sure there are very deep, meaningful connections happening.
Yeah, and I'm
read the
sure
room.
they're happy, and I'm happy for them, but it leaves me very unhappy.
And very single, and I've been there for sure. Yeah, mostly I'm read the room, because some polyamorous people and husbands and open relationship couples suck up so much energy of a room sometimes, or of a club sometimes, trying to find that third, preventing single people from meeting other single people. And because of that, the single people never get to meet the single people. And so they're always just going to be a cameo guest in some other relationship and never kind of working on finding the depth and intimacy with another person that they deserve. So read the room, stop taking the oxygen out of it. Let single people meet other single people. Let them find the intimacy that you already fucking have.
So that we can start. So that we can start finding our third boyfriend. Let me get a piece of this.
Let me at least work on the first, and so we can get to the third in a couple years. Jesus Christ. Okay, my beef. I have beef with this stupid girl in front of me at Hang Chicken Rice in Hollywood yesterday.
That's so specific.
Okay, so Hang Chicken Rice is a new viral TikTok place. It was delicious. Anyway, I get there first. We're right at the same time. Long line of Asian people. Good sign. It's good food, right? A long line of Asian people. And there's a line, there's a wait, and there's a wait list to put something down. And then she sees me walking toward it. She rushes. She sprints for it so she can get there before me. Low-key cutting. And you know how I feel about cutting in lines, and I'll get into that, but I was already annoyed. And then she just stands
I've been
there.
on a line with you when you're so upset.
I get so upset in line. I need to work on it, but whatever. I just have beef with it right now. So she just stands there in front of the list for 90 seconds before I'm like, excuse me, are you going to put your name down? And then she's like, oh, there's no pen. And I'm like, what's that? The pen was just dangling from a string from the wait list. And she's like, oh, sorry. And I was just I rolled my eyes at her. I'm my worst. I cannot control my fight or flight response when people do this. Anyway, she finally puts her name down, and now I'm like, so you rushed to get in front of me. You took 90 seconds of my time, and now I have to let you go in front of me and wait 5-10 minutes for my own seat. Like, I just have beef with any line like that, because any line I'm in, I just become the worst version of myself, because people do not know how to act in line. Like, people don't see a line and they just cut in front of it. Like at In-N-Out, this one woman with 2 kids. Okay, I know you're a woman with 2 kids. There's a fucking line here. There's a line here. And she just walks up right next to me. I'm like, ma'am, there's a line here. She's like, oh, sorry. Okay, I know people make mistakes. But fucking read the room. You have eyes. When we were at the BNP Paribas tennis tournament, which is formerly problematically known as the Indian Wells tennis tournament.
Wait, that was the one that was racist.
To Serena Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, they decided a clean slate. Let's just change the name of it. But it was really fun because, you know, my family loves tennis. But to get into the matches, you have to get in line, first come, first serve. And we were in that line for 20 minutes, and we get close to like getting into like the court to get a seat. And then this woman has like her mom and dad join in front of us. And then I'm annoyed. Because she's like, sorry, can my parents join? They were like, they looked older. They're like, sorry, they were just getting me food. And I was like, look older. I'm like, fine. 2 minutes later, 3 more people from the family join. And then 2 more people join. And then the guy in front of me, then I'm like pissed at this point. And the guy like picks up the phone and they're like, oh yeah, just come here. We're almost in the front. And I went off and I literally said, how many more ancestors are you inviting in line to cut in front of me?
You did not.
The word ancestors just came out. I'm like, you're inviting your whole fucking everyone on your 23andMe relative list? Like, who the fuck is gonna? And I was like, you're already 10 people. Whoever comes needs to go behind the line just like everyone else. And then he was like, okay, well, damn. Like, oh, so annoying. And the most annoying line I've ever been in was White Party Bangkok 2022. It was terrible. The thing is, I hate when people with 10 people try to cut in line because they know you. You know, like, have you ever been in line and you see this big group coming? It's like, oh no, I know him. And then you just try to look at your phone and not make eye contact. That did not matter in White Party Bangkok. People were trying to cut left and right. It was so... It made me so fucking pissed that I was like mean to my actual friends. So I kind of want to like...
act like that we aren't those people.
When that happens, I so don't want to do it, and you all just forced me to do it.
Yeah, I do feel bad, but I'm not waiting an hour in line.
And then what am I going to do? Like, go stand in the back of myself? That just looks ridiculous, but it's because no one just obeys the rules. No one knows how to act in line. And because of the system I'm in, of oppression that I'm in, I have to go and make the situation worse because I'm with you guys. But that's the beef I have. People who don't know how to act in line. Especially that girl, Hang Chicken Rice.
That's right, because one of my earlier beefs was I hate, like, weird little restaurants that have like unique little bakery items, and there's a block-long line of young Asian people looking for the trendiest food. It drives me insane. I don't fucking want a donut croissant after waiting an hour in line. Like, who cares?
Yeah. I will wait in line for some things. A Courage bagel is one of those things, but if I can, outsmarting the line makes me so happy. Like if I hacked the line fairly, then I feel like life is like my life goals are accomplished. The same way I feel about like, beating
old
traffic.
Chinese lady to wait in line for you.
Maybe. Okay, what's your next beef?
Oh God. I probably will get canceled for this. I have a beef with Above and Beyond.
Above and Beyond group therapy.
I just don't get it. And I also understand that it's not for me, but also, why are they so bad? Like, why do they stop every song after 16 counts and then write text on the screen like a movie computer hacker took over the visuals? And it's like, you're loved. I'm like, what about the music?
And like, they've been doing it for like 10 years. They haven't changed their act at all. They've been doing the same thing since our EDC 2013.
And I don't get why Gaysians love them so much. And they're like, trans fam. I'm like, oh my God. And I know that saying this will cut off like 75% of my potentially already small dating pool just by being a hater.
You're going to send the haters to make our
We're going to get a 1 star on our fucking rating.
The Anjuna Deep family's going to show you, bitch.
But just FYI, I went to an Anjuna Deep concert last night. I'm glad it wasn't Above and Beyond.
Was the Anjuna Beat concert in the small bar?
In the bar. Yes.
Wait, they had an Anjuna Beat artist in a small bar?
That's what I'm talking about. Things are smaller here. Like, huge. They had 5 DJs there, and there was probably more staff than the people who fit in there.
I don't hate Above and Beyond as much as you do, because I really didn't like their group therapy album. And for some reason, when I run, that's the kind of music just keeps me going. But I think a funny thing I can do is they always do these shout outs on their like weekly podcast. They're like, oh, this goes out to, Vijay in Mumbai, who's training for a marathon, and he listens to us. I think I'm going to submit one for you.
Oh, God.
This is from Doncha in San Francisco.
She hates us. You. Oh, my God.
Well, fuck you too, Doncha.
Probably going to get even more canceled if I start talking about Fred again, because what the fuck?
Oh, Fred, I like Fred again.
Also, talking during the set. That Coachella we went to, I thought someone took over the microphone and started talking and trying to kick us out. But no, it's some uplifting quote. I don't get it.
I do think sometimes it's like, oh my God, what is happening? How am I this successful? Like, act is just so stupid sometimes. This is wild, insane. Oh, he's just like so excited. Shut up. Like, you're not. You know what you're doing. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, he's
but
good.
Like
he's a great artist. I just don't want to listen to him.
Yeah. Okay, this is my last beef. Oh, it's my last beef. Okay. Well, we were kind of on a fun kick, but I'm going to get really serious now. I didn't realize I was going to be serious. Because this beef is with myself. Maybe it's not that serious. Okay, myself, it is with my internalized bottom shame.
Oh. You've talked about this before.
Yes. It's so pervasive, my internalized bottom shame. Bottom shaming being, like, I like to bottom, but I'm kind of ashamed with it. I think I'm less than every other gay man who can be verse or top. And I've just like convinced myself I'm this person. Like, I only bottom, that like I've rarely topped in my life. And I feel like I just like went through life with this tunnel vision. I just lived a bottoms life, which is going to be the name of part 1 of my memoir, the first few chapters of my memoir, A Bottoms Life. And so I was just hooked up with top or verse people, or verse people who like felt like topping. And I only watched porn to get off on it from like the bottoms point of view. And when I was dating, I would swipe left on people who put like verse or not even talk to people who are other bottoms.
She got
on
that
dating
filter
apps.
on.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. You can put the filter on like in Grindr, but not on like Hinge or Tinder, because I just didn't. I in my mind, I was like, oh, we're not compatible. Let's just why work through this. But also, I was like, I just think I'm not going to be able to satisfy. It was a feeling that I'm not going to be good enough for them because I can only bottom. Like, in the end of the day, I'm not going to be able to make them happy. Like, I'm just not enough for them. Like, it was like, and I'll tell you why I started thinking about this. I don't want to get into it, but someone pushed me on it, like someone I cared about. And then I totally just like froze and went to like fight or flight mode. They basically asked like very simple, oh, do you only bottom? And I was like, oh, this is and I realized like, oh, this is a sensitive question for me because I can tell how like my body's reacting. And then they're like, do you bottom because you really just only love bottoming, or do you feel like you won't be good at topping?
Oh, that's actually a really good question.
And I was like, yes, it was. And I was like, yes, yes, that's a good question, because I was gagged. Like, I had no words. I was speechless. I have a fucking podcast. It's very rarely that I have no words. And I couldn't wrap my head around the question because I realized like I never thought of it that way. And I actually needed like a few days to process it and realized like I've had so many urges to top over the years, but I would just repress them and be like, that's not for me. Who wants that from you? No one wants that from you. And recently, I've been trying a few new things in bed, and for some reason, like my top energy has been set free. And it's very strange and very fucking hot. And it was so surprising to the person I was with, but to me, in the moment, I was like in a trance and possessed. You know, like I don't know what overcame me. I wasn't thinking about anything. I was just like possessed with
that primal urge.
The primal
I love
urge.
That for
and I'm
you.
Like, where was this? What is going on? Can't explain it. I don't think I need to explain it. And what I've realized is I've just kind of been feeding this whole narrative about me. And then you read things on the internet like, bottom's never gonna top up, like these like little jokes and memes. That I've just let that keep me like boxed in this place where I felt like safe and comfortable. Like, it's not a pretty damn good bottom. And so my beef is with myself for trapping myself in this like idea of myself in bed, but also not because that's just me, more because if I was ashamed of things, I thought I would just be not good enough for people. And this year has been shedding a lot of that. And this was like one of those bombs that kind of went off last week where I was like, okay, this is intense, but I didn't realize all these feelings were there. And for some reason, being able to process it, like set something else free. So this was a little bit more serious one, but like my beef was with myself for like all those years trapping myself into thinking I was only a bottom. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm not going to be like the power top of the year. But
She's a verse bottom now. Verse bottom.
Yes. Let's move up to that. Let's take it in chunks. Move up to verse bottom now.
It's so funny you say that because I think when I first started having sex, I would bottom because I think at that time there was a lot of bottom shame. So I was like, whatever, if these people are so scared of bottoming, just let them top free because they're just such bad bottoms. But all that changed for me because I started getting them hemorrhoids. So I'm like, back. Let's get to topping. But oh, girl, I started feeling for that. Maybe get into that bottom thing again, and I got a Ruggable, those washable carpets, just like 3 weeks ago, and things didn't go so well. So I had to wash that carpet. Oh.
Thank God it was washable. Thank God it's a Ruggable. Thank God you didn't go to West Elm for that shit.
But he had the audacity to want to keep going, and he used my own T-shirt to wipe things up. I'm like, you picked up your shirt, put it down, then picked up my shirt to wipe up?
Don't you have towels? Why are we using clothing?
I mean, we're on the floor. I said the rug. We're on the rug. It was not cute.
Yeah. Well, it happens. Shit happens.
Like John Kang and Kim Chi said, well, shit in your dick.
But bottom's rights at the same time.
Yep. I took their advice. That was my right to shit on his dick. Oh God, please edit that out later.
This is a good time to take a break. Now let's do a quick fire challenge, like on Top Chef, with our beef. That is, let's just spend like 5 to 10 seconds maybe on some random beefs. Chris, you go first. What's your first random beef?
Okay, I have a beef with modern Asian parents, like these new millennial parents that say I love you to their kids. And it's because I'm jealous.
Yeah, we never got that. Look at how much therapy we had to go through. And now they're just going to go out there and like stand up to white people at an earlier age. I'm so jealous. My beef is with my dad. So I'm like living with him. Mm-hmm. My beef is with my dad going through my trash.
What is he doing with it?
He's going through my trash because he's a fucking hoarder. An immigrant hoarder. And I was like, why are you looking through my trash? He's like, you throw away these bottles of things and I could use them to put like dishwashing detergent,
buttons in
laundry detergent. It's like little like snail mucin things. And I'm like, Dad, we're not in that life anymore. why are you looking through things? And so now I'm like very self-conscious about what I throw away. There's nothing sexual or any weird things. And even then I'm like, whatever, I'm like almost 40 years old. Who gives a shit? And that's awkward for him, not awkward for me. But he just needs to stop looking through my fucking trash.
I have a huge beef with pretty privilege. You know who I'm talking about. That's it. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Right? I have beef with everyone at my new company who can't spell my last name.
Okay, how hard is that at this point in
It's
time?
literally in the system. I'm emailing you, and it says my name. Why you always gotta mix the Y and the G of Nguyen? You're already scared that you're already scared that you're gonna misspell it. So take some time to spell it right. Ugh, fuckers.
I will say for 20 years, I always said Nguyen. So
It's fine.
terrible.
Because some Vietnamese people just like did that, so it would be easier for people. But don't misspell it. Anyway, what's your beef?
I have a beef with Netflix canceling Brother Sun.
I know.
It's like, come on. With Jenny Yang in it, who I'm going
Yeah.
to be on a show with.
Yes, in a few days. Okay, my beef is with all the fucking dead rats in Koreatown in Los Angeles. Like, why is it a fucking dead rat graveyard? When I was in my sabbatical, when I lived in K-Town, I'm just trying to like live, laugh, love, eat, pray, love, whatever. Middle of the day, walk to my hot yoga class, but I have to encounter at least 5 to 10 dead rat carcasses. And I'm just trying to understand why they're dead. Is it the cats eating them? Is it that they run around and then like the cars just run over them? But why do I need to, on a daily basis, see rat innards spilled on Wilshire Boulevard? Like, I just don't need that. And that needs to just go away.
I don't know if that's worse than when I drove by this Chinatown restaurant in SF, and rats were sitting at the chairs, like one at a time, like they were having dinner together.
No way. Which fucking place was
Popped
this?
up. I don't know. It was late at night, and I was just like, look inside. They're just having a little kiki.
Yeah. God, I realize I'm cussing so much because this episode is gonna be riled up. So we gotta bleep that. We want to be on YouTube. Okay, you're next. You're next. Beef.
I hate DJs that sing on top of their musics at their set. They're like scatting for an hour. Nobody wants that.
You ain't no jazz club. This ain't Billie Holiday. What the fuck? Wait, which was they doing that yesterday?
They were doing it 2 days ago. And they're like, ooh, I wish someone was fucking me on the dance floor and make it better. Ooh. I was like, really?
Oh my god. Yeah, DJs should just be like, is everybody ready to party or whatever?
I don't even like that. I hate DJs that hype themselves up. DJ Khaled.
Oh, he's the worst. Or like, wait, no, Fisher doesn't speak. He just acts crazy. Have you seen a Fisher set? He just like jumps around like a little rat on cocaine. It's really.
I think
actually
people
fun.
give him a pass because he's hot.
Fisher's not hot.
To each
He's
their
not
own.
hot. Oh, okay. Oh, now I feel like an asshole. I have beef with that. Okay, my beef, very random. You're not gonna get the reference. My beef is with Trishelle from Traders, and if you know, you know. Fuck her.
Why do gays love traders so much?
It's so good. Okay, moving on.
All right. Ugly, luxury, brutalist condo buildings that the Chinese keep buying up and then nobody lives in them. And that drives the prices up. It's all over Vancouver and San Francisco. There's all these new buildings here built up and back at home, and they're empty. And Chinese people from China don't like to buy anything that's been lived in. They want it brand new, and then they leave it there. They're investments. And it just drives up prices. And the buildings are ugly.
They're ugly, but we all try to live in it. There's a rent special. Yeah, it's terrible. Okay, my beef is with people at work. Sorry, work is just like new to me again. People at work who email me to ask if my calendar is up to date so they can book a meeting. Are you in fucking 1990s? The calendar is up to date. Why would it not be up to date? Do I walk around with a non-up-to-date calendar? That's the point of having Google Calendar. And why did you send an extra email to ask me that? That's just, and I have to respond, yes, it's up to date. Just go to my calendar meeting.
Like, don't you see that blocked one that just says blocked? Blocked for personal. Blocked for personal.
Yeah, exactly.
Lunch.
Seriously, whose calendar is not up to date? And that person and created this reality where some people just like believe that people are walking down with up to date. It's so fucking annoying. So happy with that. Okay, your next one.
Oh God, these are also very Asian. Shows featuring characters they're not supposed to speak English, but it's in English for the sake of the viewers. Fine. But then the characters speak in an accent. Why? You're translating it for us. Why do they speak in an accent? It's so weird.
Name the show. What show? What show?
Well, no. What show that does it well is Warrior, where they do this thing where it pans and then they all just start speaking English for the sake of the viewer. But when there's white people on the show, on screen, and they're talking to them, they're speaking either in Chinese or with the accent, how they would be hearing it. But when they speak to us, they're just speaking in like modern day English. It's beautifully done. But, you know, when they get the accent in there, I'm like, why are you ching-chongy right now?
Joy Luck Club. Just saying. But that was 1993. That was 30 years ago.
It's a different time.
It was a different time. But they spoke Chinese in China, at least.
Yes.
But
and
then
they would have an accent when they came over.
Yeah. Wait, remind me again, when the older ladies played mahjong, did they speak? I feel like they spoke in English to each other, or did they speak in Chinese to each other? I don't remember.
I think they mix it up for the sake of the audience, for the viewing audience.
For 1993, yeah. Okay.
And, you know, half of them were Japanese anyways.
No, the main mom, the best quality crab mom, she's Vietnamese. Mm-hmm. She's a very famous Vietnamese actress. She's actually in The Sympathizer that's coming out. So
yeah, but they're all supposed to be Chinese.
I know. And I could tell her English is very different. Her English is very Vietnamese English versus the Chinese English that the other actresses were doing. And some of them were Asian American doing the accents. Anyway, you know what? At least it got made. Okay, my last beef is with fucking David Chang. Why am I cussing so much? David Chang. Why are you trying to gatekeep Chili Crunch when you definitely did not? Why are you trying to be the Asian that gets to own every Asian trend to white people? Like, you don't see me go out there trying to like copyright fish sauce.
Ramen.
This is just wrong. And why the hell is he doing that? And not being aware enough to notice that the other lawyers on the other end are just going to have this David versus Goliath story. Oh, Dave, except you're the Goliath and not the David Chang. It's just so annoying, and I just love that the internet is coming for him, and he just needs to cease and desist himself.
Yeah, I don't like his face.
Yeah, he's over. He's out.
Okay, my last one. Dating app scams. I die a little bit every time like a hot Chinese guy profile messages me and their profile says looking for a long-term relationships and wants to start talking on WhatsApp. I'm like, great. What crypto scam are they going to try to get me into?
Those scams are so sad. They're run by like human trafficking rings.
Yeah, it's
you know
crazy.
And a lot of the people who are trafficked are poor people from Vietnam and China. Isn't that crazy?
It's like worse. It's like worse for everyone. It's like they're not even getting any of the money that they're scamming people for.
Yeah, they're paying out debts, and if they want it to be taken out of that like slavery, basically, someone has to pay a fee to set them free. Anyway, wow, yeah, I hate those. There's scams now on LinkedIn.
I get so many people asking for my resume, and they're totally fake. And I don't know if I should send it because maybe it is a job. They know my weakness, that I want money.
I know you can always kind of tell, like on Facebook and on Instagram and on LinkedIn when they're fake. First of all, they're like hot women, like I don't give a shit. And then two, they always have that like Asian Facetune filter where like the eyes get all big and then like. You know, you know what I'm talking about, like that.
Yeah, like too much Botox, completely.
Our friend Loki likes to use this filter, but it's like they always have like the Loki filter, and all my like family in Vietnam always use that filter too. But then it's that picture, and this is like project manager at something, and then you click on the profile, and it's all like well written bios, but I realize it's all written via AI.
ChatGPT.
Yeah. Okay, with that, our time is up. So Chris, you were so good at this beef stuff, and you got me like
I got
really
a
into it.
long list of hateful things to say.
And just to send us off, one last random beef.
Bars that charge cover. Who do you think you are? You're just really trying to keep the cheap Asians out. That's it. You're racist.
I don't think you would like LA at all. All the special nights and stuff, they all charge cover.
Like $20 to get into a bar so you can buy their drinks.
So did they charge cover this weekend? Is that why?
Yes, they did.
This beef is fresh from the weekend. Okay, my last beef. I don't need to explain this at all. I have beef with Aquafina. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Because I don't want this to come to bite me in the ass later. But I just have beef with Aquafina. And we'll wrap up there. But we'll wrap up there. So we'll see you in our next episode. Follow us on Literally Gaysians on all these different social media channels, you know where. But mostly subscribe to our Patreon and pay to support us, please.
And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye. And send us your beefs in our Instagram.
Yeah, send us all the beefs and bye.